morning, everyone. I am Teacher Leia, your teacher in science, and today we are going to tackle about energy, force, and motion. But before that, please stand up for a prayer. So Anna, please lead the prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. So, everybody's present today? Okay, so please sit down. So today we're going to tackle about energy, force, and motion, the chapter 9, heat, light, sound, and electricity. But today we're going to tackle only the lesson 1, it's all about heat. So at the end of this lesson, you're going to identify the sources of heat, demonstrate how to use heat, and appreciate the importance of heat in our daily living. So, are you ready for our class? Okay, very good. So, lesson 1, the heat. So, today you are going to complete the sentence by filling the scrambled letters in the boxes. So, I have here the scrambled letters in the boxes. So, you are going to complete the sentence by filing them. So, number 1, blank naturally comes from the sun. It can also come from the other sources such as the oven. So, since our topic is all about heat, for sure, you can answer this question. So, blank naturally comes from the blank. So, number 1, what is the first word? Okay, Lion? Okay, the first letter is letter H. Very good. So, we put the letter H in the first box. What would be the second letter? Okay, letter E. So, the letter E would be in the second box. So, the third letter would be? Okay, letter A. Very good. The first box has a complete word. So, heat naturally comes from the blank. So, what would be the word in these boxes? Okay, Jezebel, what would be the word? What would be the first letter? Okay, letter S. Very good. So, the first letter in the box would be letter S. So, what would be the next letter? Okay, the U will remain and the third letter is N. Okay, the first sentence is already complete. So, heat naturally comes from the sun. It can also come from the sources such as the oven. So, children, please remember this sentence. Heat naturally comes from the sun. It can also come from other sources such as the oven. Okay, very good. So, let's proceed to number 2. Okay, the heat from the sun can be felt as it. Okay, these words would be. Okay, so I think you don't know these words, but I will teach you. Okay, for you, what do you think would be the first letter? Letter S? No. So, the first letter would be letter R. So, we put the letter R on the first box. And we get this letter A. So, the first letter would be letter R. So, this letter R. And the second letter is? Okay, this will also be the letter A. So, is this a complete sentence? Yes, Ayon. Okay, no, very good. This is not a complete sentence, but we could always change the letter S into the letter A so that the sentence would be already complete. Okay, the letter S would be in the last box and the letter E. Okay, so is this sentence already complete? Okay, very good. So, the heat from the sun can be felt at its radiates. Okay, since the number 2 is complete sentence, let's proceed to the number 3. Number 3. So, the heat from a TV set can be felt when you blank it. So, paano ba natin mararamdaman yung init sa TV? Yes? Okay. The heat from a TV set can be felt when you touch it. So, is this a complete or is this a correct word? Okay, no. Exchange the letter T to letter H. So, exchange the letter T to letter H. So, it would be the heat from a TV set can be felt when you touch it. So, mararamdaman natin yung init sa TV kapag ito ay ating hinawakan. Very good. So, let's proceed to number 4. You can also feel heat as the wind blank. So, paano ba natin mararamdaman ang init sa hangin? Yes? Okay. Very good. So, you can also feel the heat as the wind blows. Is this the correct word? No. Very good. So, we will going to exchange the letter L to letter B. So, okay, very good. Ang dali niya namang matuto. So, the letter L will be going to exchange and letter B. So, the first letter would be the letter B. Okay. The first letter and the second letter. So, you can also feel the heat as the wind blows. Okay, very good. Okay, children, let's proceed to the next activity. Okay, our next activity is all about. In this activity, you will be able to find out different sources of heat at home. Study the pictures. Use a blue crayon to encircle hot objects. So, I have here the blue crayon. So, you're going to study these pictures and tell me what number is the sources of heat that you can see at your home. Okay, so please study the pictures in 30 seconds. Okay, so did you find out the different sources of heat at home? Okay. So, what number are the different sources of heat at home? Okay, yes, Angela? Okay, number? Okay, number 3. Let's encircle a blue crayon, the number 3. Picture number 3. Let's encircle a blue crayon. Okay. Very good. So, number 3 is the sources of heat at home. So, a boiling water is also a sources of heat at home. So, what else? Okay, Lessel. What number would you think the sources of heat that you can see at your home? What? Okay, number 2, the microwave oven. Let's encircle a blue crayon. So the microwave oven is also the sources of heat that you can see at your home. Okay, so another sources of heat at home that you can see. Okay, Angelo. Okay. What number is the sources of heat that you can see at your home? Number 1. So, the number 1 is also the sources of heat. Yung tinatawag natin na plancha. Plancha sa damit is also a sources of heat that we can see in our home. What else? What number? Okay, number 5. It also the sources of heat in our home. So, is this already the sources of heat in our home? Okay, the number 4 is also the sources of heat that we can see in our home. The TV. Okay. Mararamdaman ba natin na may init yung TV? Okay, very good. This all pictures is the different sources of heat at home. So, these pictures are the sources of heat at home. So, we already find out that these all pictures are the different sources of heat at home. So, may I ask, what would happen if there is no heat? So, yes, Leon? Okay. So, just like your example number 5, if there is no heat, what would happen in the food? Okay, the food became colder. Okay, so, is the heat important? Very good. In our daily living, heat is important because just like an example number 5, if there is no heat, the food become colder. So, heat is important because heat can make our food become warmer. So, okay, very good. Okay, let's proceed to the next topic, which is the uses and sources of heat. Okay, very good. Next is the sources and uses of heat. Remember, children, that heat comes from many sources. So, heat naturally comes from the sun. So, yung init ay natural na nanggagaling sa araw. So, sun is the major sources of heat. So, may I ask, what will happen if there is no heat coming from the sun? Yes? Okay, very good. So, all people living in this earth will be freeze. Okay, so, sun is the major sources of heat. So, kailangan natin yung init galing sa araw. So, you can get heat from appliances such as flat iron, oven, toaster, and rice cooker. So, yung init ay nanggagaling rin sa appliances sa ating bahay such as flat iron, yung plancha, oven, toaster, and even rice cooker na nilulutuan natin ng ating kanin. So, there are two examples of sources of heat and its uses. So, one example of sources of heat is a bonfire. So, what is the uses of heat in a bonfire? So, a bonfire is used to keep campers during the cold night. So, nanatiling mainit yung mga campers during the cold night kasi meron silang bonfire. Ibig sabihin ng bonfire ay yung kahoy sa gitna nila na kailangan nilang gamitin para manatiling mainit ang kanilang mga katawan sa malamig na gabi. Okay. The second example is the microwave oven. So, the sources of heat is a microwave oven. So, what is the use of microwave oven? So, the use of microwave oven is to help make our food warm. So, mas may gana tayong kumain kapag yung pagkain natin ay mainit-init. So, the use of microwave oven is to make our food warm. Okay, very good. And this is the sources and uses of heat. Okay, let's proceed to ways to receive heat. Heat can reach you in 3 ways. So there are 3 ways to receive heat. The first one is conduction, second, convection, and the third is radiation. So, the first one is conduction. In conduction, a medium is used to transfer heat from one object to another. So, one example that shows conduction is boiling water. Imagine that there is a boiling water. Conduction of heat. Remember, different objects conduct different amount of heat due to its nature of material they are made of. So, by the process of conduction, heat energy from the fire would transfer to the water. Number 2, convection. In convection, there is no contact of medium, so heat reaches you through air and water. Take the boiling water again as an example. For example, imagine that there is a boiling water here. So I will put my hand above a boiling water, but I can feel also a heat. So may I ask you, what is the reason why we can feel heat even if we put our hand above a boiling water? So, what is the reason? Okay, very good. By the process of conduction, heat energy from the fire would transfer to the water. So, if we put our hand above a boiling water, we can feel heat because of the process of conduction. The heat from the fire would transfer to the water and it increasingly above. So, understand? Okay, so the third way to receive heat is in radiation. So in radiation, heat can reach you even without a medium. So in radiation, heat can reach you even without a medium, even without a boiling water. And through air, heat can reach you even without a medium. So the heat from the sun is an example. So as we can see in radiation, the heat from the sun is an example of radiation because the heat from the sun is directly reach us in our skin. So there is 3 ways to receive heat. So may I ask you, what is the 3 ways to receive heat? Okay, so the 3 ways to receive heat is the conduction, convection, and radiation. Understand? Okay, very good. Okay, our activity today. Divide the class into 2 groups, and each group will observe the heat from the sun radiates through the object. So I have already given you the materials. So we have the materials, 2 frozen ice, okay, 2 bowls, okay. So procedures. Put the pieces of frozen ice into 2 separate bowls. So we should use the same size of frozen ice. So put it in 1 bowl and another same size of ice in a 1 bowl. So second, place 1 bowl under the sun and place the other bowl in the shaded area with room temperature. So the 1 bowl will be placed under the sun and the another bowl will be placed in the shaded area with room temperature. So since we are only 20 minutes for our class, so let's observe the pieces of ice in 5 minutes. So please cooperate with this activity. So each group will be divided. So half of a group 1 will be inside a room and the half of a group 2 will be outside. So half of the group 2 also will be inside and the half of the group 2 will be in outside. So when we place the balls under the sun in the shaded area, observe it in 5 minutes. So after that, after observing the frozen ice, please answer the guide questions. Number 1. Which of the 2 balls got warm very fast? Number 2. Did the heat of the sun help warm the frozen ice faster? How? Then number 3. What did you learn in the activity? So please cooperate in this activity and observe it in 5 minutes. Okay, let us start. saying the heat from the sun radiates through objects, and we use these materials, 2 frozen ice and 2 balls. So my question is, which of the 2 balls get warm very fast? Okay, yes, Anthony? Okay, very good. So in 2 balls, the ball placed under the sun get warm very fast. So very good. So second question. Did the heat of the sun help warm from the frozen ice faster? Yes, Angela? Okay, very good. So the sun helped warm the frozen ice faster. How? Okay, so the sun helped warm the frozen ice faster because it accepts directly the heat coming from the sun. So it will get warm very fast. So the next question is, what did you learn in the activity? Okay, Angel. Okay, very good. So you have learned in this activity that there are many sources of heat and its uses. So the example of sources of heat are oven, toaster, rice cooker, campfire, and microwave oven. So very good. So there are many sources of heat. So the heat from the sun is the natural sources of heat. Okay, very good. So let's proceed to the next activity. So our last activity. So class, did you understand our lesson today? Okay, so if you understand our lesson today, we are going to have a short quiz. So I have here a hard copy and I will give it to you individually. So you should answer this in 5 minutes. This questionnaire is so very easy. So I hope you can answer it in 5 minutes. Now get your ball pens and I will give it to you individually. Okay, class, please pass your paper. So pass your paper on my table and I will check it tonight. So this is our topic for today and I hope you will understand. So goodbye, class. Thank you for listening.